Folks, woohoo! That's what we call the Grand Slam of whale watching. This is a behavior that everybody wants to see, but doesn't necessarily happen on every trip. You folks just hit the jackpot.
Maybe he'll give Zaki another one. Did you see it, Zaki?
Now, people always want to know, why do they do that? How come? Why are they doing that? We don't really know exactly. Some people tell you that they do it just because they can, because they're able to. Nobody else can figure out why they might do something like this. There's a scientist in Australia that she seems to think that they do it just to establish their presence, to let you know that they're there, basically. But a lot of folks will tell you just they do it just because they can. That muscle that powers this whale, this 70 to 90,000 pound whale up out of the water, is known as the caudal peduncle muscle, known as one of the strongest muscles in the animal kingdom. And we got the little calf right there, this baby whale, strengthening, doing the same thing the adults are doing. It's going to mimic the adults quite a bit. Anyway, this muscle is so powerful. It literally takes only maybe 2 or 3 strokes of the whale's tail to propel all that weight up out of the water. I don't know if you folks have ever attempted to breach, but if you try, I guarantee you won't be very successful. I've tried. I put on some fins, gone to the bottom of the pool, kicked as hard as I could, and I got maybe as far as my shoulders up out of the water. It's a really, really difficult thing to do, and these giant animals do it without any barely any effort.
That was so cool. Did you see a twist? That was freaking amazing.
Did you get any shots with your How do I turn on the you know what? Mine patio. I just saw it. Yeah, I think so.
You probably saw at least 2 adults, and there's definitely a cow and a baby in this group. So you might be thinking to yourself, oh, how cute, a little whale family. Anybody thinking that?
Nope. No.
Hey, nobody's thinking that?
Daddy's leave.
All right, you guys must be veteran whale watchers then. They donate their genetic material and they move on. The moms actually stay by themselves with a calf. The mom will stay with the calf. They'll be pregnant for almost a year. And then after the baby's born, like the baby that was just born right now, this particular baby will be with mom for another year. And that relationship will only last about a year. And after that, after she returns with this baby next year, after wintering up in Alaska, they'll come back to Hawaiian waters, and next thing you know, she'll just ditch this little baby after a year. And at that point, the baby will be basically on its own.
Yeah, I got the video. I want to film like this too. He's already gonna sell my video. Oh, look, 1, 2, 3. Ah! Wait. Is it gonna come up? Come on. Oh.
All right, lady was asking where the pods. When people talk about pods, they're generally referring to a group of whales. It could be 1 or 2, or maybe about 6 or 7. It all depends. But more than one whale is usually referred to as a pod. But in recent years, scientists have been referring to mainly toothed whales as pods, because the toothed whales tend to have more of a long-term. You folks are watching this little baby breaching repeatedly. He's doing several things actually. Just like a human child, when you teach him a new trick, he'll do it over and over again. Like when I first learned how to tie my shoe, I know I did it at least 100 times. Just do it over and over again, trying to perfect that behavior. And just like a human child, they'll do it over and over again, trying to get better at what they're doing. In this instance, she's trying to imitate the adults. And get better at breaching, so he'll just do it over and over again. So that's one of the reasons why you're seeing this little calf breaching repeatedly. And also due to the fact that they have to get strong, they have to be able to get strong enough. In a few weeks, this little calf will be expected to swim 3,000 miles after being born just a few weeks ago. He'll be expected to swim back to Alaska nearly 3,000 miles. So part of what he's doing is getting that tail strong enough to be able to keep up with the adults as they cruise back towards the Alaskan waters, back to the feeding grounds.
Anybody else care for a drink, baby?
There's a local scientist, I believe she's here right now. Her name is Rachel Cartwright. Rachel Cartwright, her specialty is mom and calves. She comes here for the sole purpose of studying the mom and calves. She's got a small boat out of Lahaina. If you've been in Lahaina, you might see her there if you ever go to the Lahaina harbor. But her specialty is mom and calves, and she's recently used some drones. She's actually used drones in an effort to get genetic samples and to get see what kind of makeup this baby has. They'll actually fly right over the mom and calves, and they'll actually take samples of their breath as they're coming up for a breath. Well, you saw right there a little puff of breath coming up. They'll actually take a sample of that, and she figured out that when the calf's actually doing this, it's actually not only getting its body stronger, but it's also increasing the hemoglobin in his body. And as the hemoglobin increases, it also allows this little calf to be able to hold his breath for a lot longer. And so not only is he getting stronger, but he's also improving his breath hold ability just by exercising, just by doing what he's doing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Are you so excited, Zagarito?
Now at birth, this little guy, I don't think I talked about the size of the calf. We're kind of far away, so it's really hard to talk. Get a really good perspective of just how big this little baby is.